What's going on, Gemini? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a timeless love reading for you, where we are going to take a look at the connection between you and your past person, but also between you and a new/current person. So I'll try to put the timestamps in the description box below so that you can skip to the new person if you want to. But if you enjoy this reading, Gemini, this new style of reading, defo smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates, and I really appreciate you, and I will see you on the inside, Gemini. So we're going to start this reading off with the connection between you and your past person, so someone from your past. So I've pre-shuffled these cards. I promise you that I have not looked at them, and we are going to clarify and get some oracle messages as well. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. Let's look at your past person. First of all, we're going to start off with their thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you. So let's just go ahead and look at what this past person, what their thoughts, feelings, and opinions of you are, Gemini. And wow, I mean, for a lot of you, this person definitely thinks that you are basically the scum of the century. This past person, Gemini, does not have a very high opinion of you at all. I think that they think that you're nothing but trouble. You have the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles here. And these are some of the most negative cards in the entire tarot. And so maybe we'll just skip through this reading because I don't know if this is someone that you should really is worth connecting to. But hold on, there's a deeper message here as always. Now, the one thing I'm noticing is that there's no negative major arcana cards here as well. So the one thing that I will say, first of all, that this person's opinion of you, how they view you, what is their thoughts, opinions, and feelings of you, does not represent objective truth. This is their opinion of you. So it could be a projection. It does not necessarily have to represent objective truth. That's the first thing. Now, the thing that I was saying, Gemini, is that there are no major arcana cards here. I was like, these are the most negative cards in the tarot. And yes, these are not major arcana cards. So the first thing that I'm saying is that this person is viewing it through a very physical or human lens, where maybe they have not really learned the spiritual lesson from this relationship. I don't think that they received your medicine well. And I think what you should ask yourself is, well, what does that say about them? You know, if someone doesn't have the time of day for me, if they want nothing to do with me, which is basically how I feel, and this is more so their initial thoughts, feelings, because I do think although this person wants nothing to do with you, it's hard for them to let you go still. But this is their current thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you. I think that they think that you're intentionally scum. I mean, they could think that you enjoy causing havoc. I think that they think that you are someone who has a very, you know, they could view you as someone who has a lack mentality, who doesn't view the world through, you know, a half glass full attitude. It's all a glass half empty. But I feel like this is more so to do with their inability to receive your medicine in the relationship. And I'm not saying that you're off the hook. You know, there could have, you and this past person, there could have definitely been maybe a bad ending, or there could have been something that caused them to have this opinion about you. But, you know, Gemini, their current thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you is that you are bad. But once again, that could really just reflect this person's consciousness. So we're going to clarify that in a moment. Now, let's now move to this past person's actions. What actions does this past person plan on taking towards you, Gemini? All right. Yep. And not a whole lot. Well, hold on. Okay. The first two cards is the Six of Swords to the Tower. Blow it up. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I'm getting out of town. I'm out. And for a lot of you especially, it's about your commitment to them. And now the major arcana cards start to come out. You have the Hierophant, which has to do with orthodoxy, tradition, and the actions that they plan on taking towards you for the most part, Gemini, is, I feel, just leaving behind the commitment. You know what I mean? There's no more tradition that binds you. There's no law. I mean, the Tower to the Hierophant as well. If you already have a commitment, I would be careful that this person is not going to try to ruin it. And this could even be your status as well. The Hierophant is someone who is very well respected for the most part, like in the way that tarot was designed to come out. And so it's important to not be naive as a tarot reader, because I could have my own biases and be like, yo, the Hierophant is like the Pope, and I'm the autistic mystic, and I don't like the Pope, so I don't like this. No. The actions they plan on taking you could be to ruin your own respectability or to ruin some sort of orthodox approach that you have. But for the most part, I just think they're going to move away from a commitment to you. Now, here is the other message that I'm getting for a lot of you people that know that you're just dealing with basically, well, we all fall into these patterns, so I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to rail against the morality of this. But for a lot of you, they're going to try to commit to you because they're in such pain, and the actions that they're going to take is that they feel so low in their own life that for a lot of you they're going to try, and this is not for most of you, I should say for some of you, not a lot of you, for some of you they're going to try to commit to you because that is better than just being on their own or having to face the facts of the medicine that you came into their life to teach them about something. Or even if you just don't view it that way, like, I don't know if I had medicine for them. We all have medicine for each other, okay? But in terms of energy and the way that we interact with each other. But most of you, Gemini, this past person is so done with this, it's not even funny. But the reason why I feel like they're almost emotionally done with it, and I feel like it's because you are definitely shining a light on them, and they don't want anything to do with it. This person is probably not ready to heal, but for some of you, I mean, if this person is higher vibrational than you, then maybe they're just moving on from the scum Gemini, and you don't want to take that out of the equation, Gemini, because you know what? Maybe the difference between some of you and me is I'm not afraid to view myself as maybe I am scum, because then you are able to see things from all angles. So don't just be on your high horse when you're listening to this. Maybe this person is reflecting, some sort of masochistic, and for some of you, that's what I'm getting, like in the and not for all of you, but for some of you, Gemini, this past person, the Six of Swords, Tower to the Hierophant, like they're going to commit to you because they've started to enjoy the pain. And for some of you, this is what we have to realize about most of the people who've gotten married. If you're a starseed listening to this, most people get married through a weird, hellish mommy-daddy issue. Okay, the universe brings two people together. Maybe there's a higher reason we're meant to have a baby, a soul contract, but there's also something here about this person is just ready to commit to their own living hell in the form of you. So you want to be aware of that. For most of you, they're just done. And then the advice that Spirit, the advice that Spirit is giving to you, Gemini, I feel like is to not let this person corrupt you, first and foremost. You have the Fool as the first energy, and the Fool is all about, there's something about the sacred fool. This person could view you as a fool, and there may be a hidden element of that, or there may be a slight hint to that truth. And if that's the truth, then don't forget that sometimes fools come into this reality to shake things up and from a higher dimensional level cause havoc to the physical world, but there's always a higher reason why it's happening. For most of you, though, it's a reset, and for most of you, Gemini, with this past person, don't let them corrupt you. You need to have strength to merge your higher self with your animalistic nature, because the Strength card is coming through intuitively, Gemini, is like, this person views you as a beast. They view you as a savage. They view you as the Five of Swords to the Five of Pentacles. They could view you as someone who enjoys ruining their life. They could view you as someone who gets pleasure from it. And if whether they do that or not, I feel like you need to somehow balance this and be like, maybe I am not perfect, but you know what? There's a higher reason for that, and they can't understand it, and I'm not going to let that corrupt my opinion of myself. There's definitely something about resetting and, maybe understanding that you're dealing with a fool as well here. And I definitely feel like new love is the answer for you, Gemini, because the advice for you is the Fool to the Ace of Cups. We're going to have to clarify in a moment, but I'm not getting that this is, oh my God, you should give it a new beginning with this person. No, the Ace of Cups has to do with what? New love, not old love, and we're dealing with your past person, which is an old person, someone that you've already had a connection with. And the Ace of Pentacles, it's not next to any energy that's telling me give it a go with them. The Fool is new energy. The Ace of Cups is new energy. Move in a new direction, but don't let this person's opinion of you corrupt you, Gemini, because you are a child of God. You have a purpose for all of your craziness that this person doesn't want to look at the own medicine that you had for them. And so they would rather, and I feel like this person has a moral issue as well. I kind of feel like you're dealing with someone who watches the news or is somehow a Christian, and nothing against Christianity, because the tower to the actions that they plan on taking towards you, I don't know, the tower to the Hierophant is like maybe moving away from someone that they view as amoral or that goes against the word of God, or like they just view you as like evil, or they view you as like a demon. But I think that sometimes the true demons are disguised as angels. You know what I mean? And like this is even questions I ask myself. I mean, I discovered that I have a grand quintile in my chart, which is basically the reason why traditional astrologers don't use grand quintiles, is because it's a 5-pointed star with 5 quintiles coming together. And basically, like when I realized that, I was like, but for me, the quintile is pointing upward, which is showing about some sort of genius or like aiding humanity, and the point to the star is not down, it's up. Either way, I'm losing you. But basically, the whole song that was coming in my head was, sometimes I sit and look at life from a different angle. Don't know if I'm God's child or I'm Satan's angel. That's how I feel about myself. But I know who I am. You know who you are. And so now let's go ahead and move towards the Hidden Truth Oracle. All right, and this is where it gets juicy. So this is the Hidden Truth Oracle, the past person, Gemini. In their heart of hearts, what would they say to you? What do they really want to say to you? Or what do they say to themselves about you? What is their hidden truth about you? Let's go ahead and figure it out. The first one, I mean, is in alignment with all this. I'm not available. So the damages are, you got to understand the damage is done. And, there could be masochistic tendencies here, but overall, I am not available. However, you also have, you came closer than anyone. You came closer than anyone, Gemini, anyone. So that's pretty interesting. And then you also have, I look for you everywhere. I look for you everywhere, Gemini. And that can be an interesting, I feel like this person has a real can of worms that they are just trying to act like it's not even there, or this past person that you were connected to is very unintegrated. I just really feel like that, Gemini. And so I look for you everywhere. I don't know. That just reminds me of, they could be trying to replace you with someone who's like, but I don't actually sense that. I just found it weird. Like, for example, like, Kanye West, his new girlfriend or whatever, like, looks exactly like Kim Kardashian. Like, he's trying to, like, I look for you everywhere, Kim, but I'm not available for you, so I'm going to try to get, like, an exact clone of you. I don't think that that's actually what's going on. That's just more of a random thought that came to my head, but maybe for some of you it's relevant. For most of you, no. So I don't even know how much I'm going to clarify this past person before we move on to the new person, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's dig deep for those of you that are interested. Let's clarify, first of all, why the 5 of Swords is here in this past person's thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you. Why is the 5 of Swords here in this person's thoughts, feelings, and opinions of you, Gemini? There's something about, like, you can't overcome yourself. You know what I mean? Like, is at least how they feel, whether it's true or not. And definitely about, I feel like the 5 of Swords is clarified by the 6 of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups here. So there's something about an uneven balance when it comes to romance. This person could feel that you just gave up on it at the wrong time. Or, there's something about the timing. Like, definitely, like, you backed out, or you stopped trying at the wrong time, Gemini, and so they have a really negative opinion about you. Maybe that you didn't care at all, but you did, but they think that you never cared is kind of more so what I'm getting now. The 6 of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups is definitely something about uneven love life. Maybe they felt like you had someone go on the side, and if you did cheat on them ever, if you ever were unfaithful, then this person definitely has thought about restraining themselves from you. I'm literally telling you. I mean, the 5 of Swords, like, is clarified by the Strength card. They felt like they felt like you weren't in control of yourself. Whether it's true or not, I feel like it's more so a lot of things that led up to the point where you finally chose to do something else, that they're just saying, oh my God, I'm like the victim, and Gemini has no self-control, and they are such a horrible person for leaving me. But my question to them would be, what did you do to cause Gemini to leave you? And I feel like that's where this person is just like, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Pray to Pope Francis. Pray to Pope Francis. And by the way, pay them some money as well. So they're not good. So let's just keep going here. I mean, I'm not even interested in their opinions of you anymore, because I just feel like, obviously we're getting a lot of insights here that hopefully are healing to you to be aware of this, but they just think kind of you're a basket case. And instead of maybe looking at how they are also a basket case, they'd rather just externalize all this onto you. So now let's go ahead and look at the actions that they plan on taking towards you. Let's clarify the Tower, and then we're going to clarify the Hierophant. But why is the Tower here in their actions that they plan on taking to? Yeah, just walking away and blowing it up and being more separate from you is the first thing. Like the 8 of Cups to the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, closing themselves down to you, Gemini. Definitely. Now let's look at the Hierophant is here as well. Let's look at the Hierophant is here in their actions. The actions that they plan on taking to you, once again, instead of dealing with it, they're going to go to the confession office and be like, it's just they're just a mad backwards individual. Hierophant, you do have the I don't know. Hold on, because that was about what I was saying. Why is the Hierophant here in the actions that they plan on taking towards you? And once again, if this person all of a sudden comes forward and is committing to you, they just want more pain. They just want you to hurt them again. I don't know. But for some of you, they could stay connected to you, married to you. Gemini, okay, here's what I'm getting. And I figured it out. Because once again, I've claimed that I'm really good at tarot. But let me explain why. And it takes a while. The Hierophant in their actions that they plan on taking towards you is clarified by the 7 of Pentacles. There's something about a physical possession. There's something about a contract. There's something about an orthodox connection in the physical world. This could be, Gemini, that they want to stay legally married to you because of a benefit. This could be that they want to stay connected to you because of, not because they want anything to do with you, but only for financial. There's some sort of practical reason why they want to stay connected to you, and it could have to do with legal. Hierophant, could have to do with religious, if I ever actually get divorced from you legally, I'm going to hell. Not for most of you. For others of you, there could be a possession. There could be child custody. They could be that I have to stay with you because we have a child. There could be something about we have a pet together. There could be something about a possession. Or they could just be someone who enjoys their painful memories. Okay? So now I don't even think we need this advice, but let's just go ahead and get it? Alright. Let's clarify with a Fool. And I felt like there was a deep message here, because these are 2 major arcana cards. So they're viewing you 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords. But then you have major arcana in your advice. But they do have the Strength card in how they view you, and you also have the Strength card in your advice. So I do think, Gemini, that there is something here about your character. I do think there is something about you. There's something about you crumble. You know what I mean? Like, there is a hint of truth to this. A hint. Not the whole picture. Don't go down a negative spiral because I'm saying this. But there's something about there is a... Gemini can be the twins. Like, you can see both sides. And there's something about you can be fully committed and then you can completely fall apart. And so maybe there's something about kind of finding that middle ground between your higher self and your animalistic side, because why else would their opinion of you is the Strength card, and then in your advice from Spirit you have the Strength card? That would kind of be, to me, like the one thing that maybe what they're actually, this is their medicine for you, is that you need to moderate yourself. The Strength card is all about moving through a difficult situation with grace, rather than moving through a difficult situation with, I'm going to F you, screw you, or totally separate. So I definitely feel like there's something about, slowly managing your own black and white thinking. I love you or screw you, kind of. Yeah, it's the way that you choose to go down different paths in life. It's the moment of split. Maybe you could have handled it better. And I do feel like that's the one thing. It's like you could have handled this ending better. But maybe there's something that they did that they deserved this. But I'm not here to judge. But I am saying that even if they did deserve something, you still could have been the bigger person and handled it better than just doing the Gemini flip out thing. And some of you are saying, well, I don't flip out. Well, you don't even know yourself. God damn it. Let's clarify why the Fool is here in your advice. Or it doesn't resonate and it's not your reading. That's not meant for everyone. That statement that I just said that was harsh is like the Zen master's, I'm trying to break through your resistance. And that was not designed for people that it didn't resonate for. That was designed for people that I was trying to break through your resistance because you're saying it's not resonating when actually it's just because it's in your subconscious. You see, no one knows how to do this game like I do. They don't. Why is the Fool here? And I can say that without it being based on excess potential, which is great at this point. Why is the Fool card here in your advice? Yeah, don't let this ruin your idea of love and partnership. You know what I mean? Don't let it ruin your beautiful view of the world. Hold on. There's something about sacred Fool energy here as well. There's something about only those who are like children will enter the kingdom of heaven. And it doesn't mean you just take that quote as an elegant simplification and run with it and then just continue to do scum Gemini things in the wrong moment. But there is something about as you move forward, don't let this person's projections hold you down. There may be some time that you need to heal from this. But overall, the Fool's clarified by the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups. And so this is about the Page of Cups is about someone who sees the world. It's like the level below the Knight of Cups. So it's a little bit more innocent. And I really feel like this is about not corrupting your own innocence, not corrupting the freshness. Don't let this old past person cloud your whole reality to now you're biased, and someone who could be good for you and has pure intentions, you're now so worried that it just ruins your whole life. So with that being said, Gemini, I think that in the beginning I was like, we're not really going to focus on this reading. We're just going to go to the new person. But those who do not study history will be bound to repeat it. So let's now move on to the new person. Hi Gemini, so now we're going to move on to the new/current person. And like I said, I have not looked at these cards that I've pre-shuffled, but I'm going to flip them over and we're going to get into this situation. So we're also going to clarify, etc. But let's go ahead and start this off, Gemini, with your new/current person. What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you? How do they view you as a person? So let's go ahead and see, Gemini. Wow. All right, Gemini. I do feel for a lot of you, they feel that you are some sort of complete package for them. This is like completely different than the past person if you want to go watch that part. But I mean, the Sun, the Justice card, and the Sun is like literally, it's hitting this ray. So I just feel like for some sort of reason they think that you're everything. But the main intuitive message is that there's something about this new/current person that would vindicate them. And especially about worldly abundance. Now, here's the thing. These are 3 major arcana cards. So this person's thoughts, feelings, and opinions of you are very high up. They could actually put you on a pedestal. I feel that they have a good read onto who you are. And I feel that and I'm intuitively getting this message, Gemini, that this person, this new/current person, feels that they can see your soul in ways that other people can't. That's like the kind of good spiritual side to this message. Now, their thoughts, feelings, opinions of you, Gemini, there's definitely something about you vindicate them, or there's something about worldly abundance. There's something about you being in a relationship with this new/current person that you bring so much justice and balance into their life in terms of suffering. And I do feel like there's something about relational suffering. I feel like there's a certain way that this new/current person relates to you, Gemini, that they have been looking for a very long time. Okay, but it's a very weird message where I feel like this is a very, very deep, special connection, Gemini, that this new/current person feels that they have a read into your soul. They feel that they understand your soul, and they feel that your soul lines up very good with what they might be wanting in their life. So there is a little bit of a selfish thing here, but for the most part, Gemini, the Empress is the combination of all four queens. If you happen to be more of a masculine Gemini, you can make this into the King or the Emperor. It's just energy. But, this is very fertile energy. This could even be someone that wants to, could view you as a great mother. If you already have children, a great father. If you already have children, or it would be a great father of their own child, mother of their own child. But this person, Gemini, absolutely, deep down, has a very, very high opinion of you, for sure. And I do feel like they view your mission, I'm just kind of channeling at this point. I feel like they view your mission on Earth as really respectable. And maybe, like I said, the past person that you were dealing with, if you go back, they could not understand your medicine. This person, I honestly feel, has a read into your medicine of what you have to bring to planet Earth that you may not even fully know. And this is getting deep, and I had no expectation for this. This actually is something very unique. This connection, this new/current person, something is very unique about this. And we're gonna have to clarify, but I feel like they think that you have a great deal of happiness on your own. There could be a certain level of self-sufficiency, but it's not to the point where you're closed down either. So I do feel like this person knows, though, that they must respect you as well. I feel like this person views you as someone with a great level of dignity in some sort of way, with the Empress to the Justice card to the Sun. You know what I mean? And very interesting energy. So now, Gemini, let's go to the actions that this new/current person plans on taking towards you. It's a very different story. What actions does this new person plan on taking towards you? They're definitely not in a rush, but they definitely want to make a move. We'll look at that other card in a second, but you have the Ace of Cups, which is about new love. This new/current person definitely wants, the actions that they plan on taking towards you is a love offer. They plan on reaching out at some point to you, or they plan on, if you're already in a relationship with them, they plan on furthering the cause. But I don't sense that they're in a rush, Gemini. I feel that this person is definitely taking their time. And there could be a reason for that. They could be developing themselves as well, preparing. There definitely is an element of that. The actions that this person plans on taking towards you is not cutting corners. I definitely feel that this person knows that in order to make it work with you, Gemini, this new/current person, they're really into self-development. The actions that they plan on taking to you, first of all, is they're not in a rush to make an offer, because I feel like there's something about them developing themselves because they have such a high opinion of you. And so they're not in a rush, but they're going to make an offer. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and we are going to have to clarify this card. The next, what actions do they plan on taking towards you is the Eight of Swords in reverse here. And the Eight of Swords in reverse is a very stuck energy. And so this could be someone who is pretty hell-bent on at least trying to make it work with you. We're going to have to clarify, Gemini, but I feel that this person is saying, I will love you till the end of time. I would wait 1,000,000 years. And I am a Capricorn moon. I could care less about this stuff, okay? But I'm telling you that this is how they're feeling. The Eight of Swords in reverse. I mean, Gemini, this person is willing to be stuck or something. I don't know. We're going to have to clarify. I'm not going to look at it through rose-colored glasses fully, but I don't sense it as a bad energy, even though seemingly, the Eight of Swords, what actions do they plan on taking towards you? Eight of Swords in reverse. I don't know, there could be something about trying to alleviate the stuckness between the two of you through some sort of love offer. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get the advice from Spirit to you. What advice does Spirit have for you about this person, Gemini. Ooh. All right. Well, let's start off with the good stuff. You have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups here. So this is, seemingly a very lovey, romantic energy. I do feel that Spirit is saying to give this person a chance. I do feel that there's some sort of desire that you would be able to meet as a result of meeting this person. And like I said before, I feel like whether their read into your soul is accurate or not, whether their read into your mission on Earth, they feel that they can really understand you. Even if it's not 100% accurate, I feel like it's something that you can take with you, and maybe there was something that you were meant to learn from this new/current person, even if they're kind of putting you on a pedestal, and even if their opinion of you is more beneficial than the reality or whatever your mission is, there's something definitely to at least be open. Now, here's where it gets sketchy, and it could be letting you know that there's definitely like a desperate energy, or there could be something a little bit off here. You also have the Knight of Cups and you have the Five of Pentacles here in terms of the advice for you. And so I just feel like there is an element that this person could be willing to just throw things away for you. And I do feel like that could be a little bit of a red flag, to where I feel that this person, once again, like the actions that they plan on taking towards you, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and then you have the Five of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups, like in your advice, there's definitely a little bit of a red flag here about why this person likes you so much. And I know I started this off with like kind of just like, I felt like my own frequency was raising as a result of even doing the reading, because like I said, I'm a Capricorn moon, I could care less. But mainly here, Gemini, there's something about a little bit of a red flag that we need to be careful for. So we're going to clarify that in a minute. But I feel like it's almost like they could not be seeing you clearly, They could be ignoring a red flag that you are bringing to the table, But everyone has red flags, right? So now let's go ahead and get, Gemini, the hidden truth oracle message about this person. So in their heart of hearts, Gemini, when no one's looking, they say the true character of an individual is revealed when no one's watching. Well, what is their hidden truth about you in their heart of hearts when no one's watching? Now, so let's just go ahead and see. The first one is, I wish I could share my good news with you. All right, so there could be something about them being separate from you at this time. Like, I feel like there is something about, once again, whether they have a read into your soul, or whether there's something that this person really feels that they can benefit you with. And I don't think they're tripping either. I feel like there really is I really feel like there is something that this person could, share good news about you or about them that will aid you and them in universal expansion. But I just feel like there's also, I wish I could share my good news with you. Maybe you're not in contact with this person at this time, or maybe there's something blocking you. And now that I look at it, Gemini, there's definitely something about something has already been a little bit off between you, even if it was like a long distance miscommunication. You also have, I know that I messed everything up, and I remember every detail of that day. So whoever this new/current person is, I don't think that this is something that they feel is irreversible, but there's something about the way that you met. There's something about there has been damage done. But I don't sense that it was severe. Once again, new/current person. You have, I know that I messed everything up and I remember every detail of that day. There's something that either, whether this new/current person, you have a big history with them or not, there's definitely something that they regret. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's minor. They're like, I know that Gemini's not going to completely ice me out for that decision, but it's definitely something that now needs to be overcome. And I feel like, so I know I messed everything up and I remember every detail of the day. They could have said something really nasty to you, or they could have maybe like tried to flirt, or they could have, I feel like it was an authentic thing they did, but it was just like maybe somehow their shadow got involved. So I don't know, Gemini, I feel like there's a lot of potential between you and this person, but there's something about them that is a little bit. So let's go ahead and fill you. I don't know, because I don't know. let's go ahead now, Gemini, and go into their thoughts, views, and opinions about you, their feelings about you once again. Let's clarify why the sun is here. They could just view you as a really happy-go-lucky person, you know, kind of like, or they feel that they just like you, you know what I mean? Like, even like, there's something about the good and the bad. There's something about that other people criticize you for. I'm telling you right now, this new/current person, you could get hate from the whole world for something, but this person, this new/current person, loves it anyway. And I do feel like, here's the one thing that I will say, is that I do feel like if you're looking for a dog, you got a dog. And I'm not saying that there won't be problems, but what I'm saying is if you're looking for your hound, this person could be that for you in terms of this, Gemini. This is the benefit of this new/current person, that you could be, and this is why sometimes I love dogs more than humans, you know, because a dog could take a dump in your house. You could grab my tarot cards. I would never hit a dog ever, but I could, you know, give the little dog a spank. Don't take a crap in my house, freaking Frederick. I told you to go outside. And the dogs, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We're in an argument, me and the dog. But guess what? An intruder knocks on the door. Immediately, the dog is not going to worry about me disciplining it because it took a crap. It is immediately, no matter what damage was done between us, going to fight for my life. It is immediately going to protect me, no matter the interpersonal drama that may have been occurring. You have found a dog, I will tell you that right now. If you're looking for your soldier, if you're looking for someone who's going to protect you, if you're going to look for someone who maybe there could be a level of naivety involved, but maybe you use it to your benefit. There's something about you found a soldier that is willing to die for you or your cause. So maybe that's rare. Maybe that's very rare in this life, Gemini. Maybe it is. Now, I would say that is something that as well needs to be proven over time. And you need to prove that over time. And kind of maybe I'm just getting what I'm getting, all right? Now, let's clarify why the sun is here. Like I said, sometimes I don't need the cards, but yeah, they're definitely... I feel like they think that you know, this is Gemini energy. The sun is clarified by the two of... I feel like they kind of have this energy that there's nothing that they can't say to you, or like, I feel like it's like they feel at home with you, or like there's... like you always can meet them at their level or something like that. Like they're not afraid to say anything to you, or like they just feel, Gemini, this new/current person, like they just really trust you, or they trust you. I don't know. Why is the sun here? Yeah, definitely something long-term going here. Like I said, they want to be a part of your legacy. I feel like, yeah, as I said, they want... the sun is clarified by the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles here. Okay, now there are a bunch of other cards that came out, but I just feel like intuitively not called. I feel like this person is very afraid of your rejection, though. That's the one thing, though. This person does, Gemini. I think that it would really... I think that it would really hurt them if you are just like, I'm not really feeling this right now. And that could be something that if you're not looking for, well, and despite what they're showing, like there's definitely something about they could be easily hurt. But now for most of you, maybe that's not the case, and maybe there's something, for others of you, it's like they just really see a lot of long-term potential with you, like I said. Okay, like I said. Now let's clarify the Justice card, because, you know, once again, Justice card is law and order. So I don't know why, like I said, I went on that whole rant. There could be something, but they actually genuinely are concerned with your physical safety. You know what I mean? Like there's just, they believe in you. There's definitely something about like they're a little bit of like a patron saint of protection. Like Archangel Michael, or like Saint Christopher vibes, like something like that. So let's see what the Justice card is here, Gemini, in their thoughts, feelings, and opinions of you. There's definitely something about they feel that you don't understand why it would be a good investment for you to be with them. Like, there's definitely something about this person views you as someone who may not fully be aware of why the universe is calling them and putting on their heart to be with you. Like, the Justice card is clarified by the Moon and the Seven of Pentacles and also the Nine of Wands. So there is a little bit of a selfish element that I'm picking up on here, that you would once again vindicate them, or there's something about that their wounding from the past or their unfinished business would be set right through being with you. You know what I mean? Through being with you in some sort of way, or like clearing up some sort of illusion that they have. You know, but there is something about an illusion that they are feeling. They're not feeling that you are fully aware of the nature of why they're so into you, or like, there's something going on here very deep, though, I'm telling you right now. So let's go ahead and keep going. Let's go ahead and Gemini, and let's just move right to, I can clarify the Empress, but I just feel like they have a very good opinion of you. You have to know that. So let's just move now, Gemini, to the actions that this person plans on taking towards you. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups. Well, I see Ace of Cups here in the actions that this person plans. I'm telling you, this person is hell-bent. The Ace of Cups is clarified by the Emperor, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. This person is planning on coming at you with authentic energy, but they're also planning on working hard or working with you, or there's something about, once again, they really see a lot of long-term potential and happiness with you and them. There's hard work here. Their actions are authentic, hard work, long-term partnership, and also that Emperor, which is that boss energy. It's also interesting that they see you as the Empress, and the actions that they plan on taking towards you as the Emperor. So once again, there's definitely this like divine or like this human counterpart thing. And the Two of Cups here, I mean, this person, I would say up until this point, there could be a little bit of like over the top, why are they trying to get to you? I mean, but overall, if it's very rare to find someone like this, is what I would definitely say. I would definitely say that, especially as a man, like if you are a, you know what, it doesn't matter. If you're a woman as well, it literally doesn't matter. If you're someone is just willing to, but then that of course raises a red freaking flag. And once again, there's definitely something about you that vindicates them. So make sure, but I think that it's genuinely truer than the ego part. Here's the thing. There is something about this person that makes you say to yourself, I know that I'm their prize. I know that I am their trophy. But I'm telling you, that's the surface. And there's much of a deeper reason that potentially it's hard for you to overlook the trophy part. So, especially if the type of person that you know what you want, you know what your destiny is, you know where you're going, I feel like this person will support that. But if you're unclear with your own intentions, then maybe chill. But hold on, let's keep going. And especially it's like, if you want a family, then the one danger is that this person will have kids with you and they will protect those children, and I don't see that being as a problem. The only problem that I see, Gemini, the only problem I see is that you, in your own weird, dualistic Gemini, don't know if you're an angel, don't know if you're a demon someday. I do feel like you have a fear that if you commit to this person, there's either going to be a different priority of your work that pops up, or there's going to be the feeling that, well, it's just the polarity thing. Like someone who, it's like we all know that we want someone to be unconditionally committed to us, and we want someone who's like, I will be your dog, I will protect you, I will create a family with you. But then it's like you always want the thing you can't have. And so maybe you need to be aware of this as well, that like, I think that like down the road that you might start to want different things, and you could leave this person in a vulnerable position because of the degree to which they are willing to commit to you. Whereas the hesitancy that I would have if I were you is that if I'm going to commit to this dog, I mean, haven't you seen the movies where you have to put down a dog? Or it's like, what is that one movie? I remember watching this one movie when I was a little kid that made me never want to watch a movie again. It was like Cupido, or like it was like this golden retriever that they brought to this island, and they like literally just like left the dog on an island. And I was like, so it's really hard to have a breakup with a dog. Someone who unconditionally loves you, who's going to protect you. Just understand like the world of hell that you would have to involve yourself in to pull yourself out if at a certain time that you change. And you know, as a Gemini, you are going to change. So, I don't know. Could be worth it though. Well, now let's clarify. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is here. They're going to develop themselves. They're going to come at you kind of slow. We get all of that. Stephen A. Smith. We get all of that. But now let's go ahead and clarify with the 8, the more concerning card. And that's probably more of what I was already just talking about, which is the 8 of Swords in reverse. Why is the 8 of Swords in reverse here in terms of the actions that this person plans on taking towards you? Yeah, 2 of... Okay, this person could feel like it's I don't know. The 8 of Swords in reverse is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and also the 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords and also the 5 of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords is the sword of truth, and the 5 of Pentacles is basically a pretty negative card that's also in your advice, and now it's clarifying that 8 of Swords in reverse. You also have the 6 of Cups here. This person, I feel, could have been obsessed with you for a very long time, or they will be. If they have not already been this new/current person, the actions that they plan on taking towards you is, I feel like, just... Once again, that frequency of like, you're the one, I'm willing to throw everything away from you, and you're the truth, you're the one that I want to be with, you're the one that I want to create a home with, you're the one. But then it's like, bro, or girl, or whoever, do you have anything else going on? And the sad truth is that for a lot of you, they actually do. They have a lot going on. But... maybe you're into that person. Maybe this is you. Maybe you need to start working on yourself, because I don't know. I do feel like there's a red flag here, Gemini, but I also feel that, what do you want? Because this seems pretty freaking good. What else do you want? And maybe it's like, well, I don't know what I want, or I want... I was going to explode with something, but not today. Let's go ahead and what are you doing? Come to me now. Let's go ahead and clarify why the Knight of Cups is here in the advice from Spirit to you. Why is the Knight of Cups here in the advice from Spirit to you? Yeah. Weigh up the options. There is a much safer option. Hold on, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. This is a split in your timeline. If you accept the love from this person, it will change your entire life forever. You will have a doggity dog, but maybe you're looking for a cat. And maybe you're not even looking for a dog or a cat. Maybe you are looking for a hybrid starseed. But what if the hybrid starseed was the dog? All right, okay, the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Hermit, the Nine of Cups, and also the Four of Wands. I do feel like there's an advice about, this person has these grand visions that I feel like if you wanted them for life, maybe you could get it. I don't see them backing out, which is, of course, already a red flag. But there's something here about you really... there's something about a rite of passage, or there's something about this person, this new/current person is meant to be in your life, but Spirit is saying, think deeply about your own independence, because once again, you also have the Nine of Cups in your advice here, which is kind of about, I'm good, I could take it or leave it energy. And maybe there's something about, maybe this person is meant to be in your life, this new/current person, but it's not in the way that they're envisioning it, and so there's some sort of way about compromising it or somehow finding a happy medium, because I do feel like you would be a little bit foolish to at least not entertain this person, at least, because it's not very common. This is not a common frequency connection. Let's clarify why the Five of Pentacles is here in your advice. This can also be someone here. Here's the other red flag. The Five of Pentacles, these people are too concerned with the idea of destiny and fate. They're a little bit of I don't like this word, but schizophrenic. And they're not even present enough. They're not even present enough to find shelter in this church, Gemini. And they are like, oh my God, my destiny is that I'm a poor man. And it's like, you were so focused on your destiny that you literally walked right past the shelter. You idiot! You know what I mean? And it's okay to call someone an idiot if they're doing that. How else are we supposed to wake them up? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm too low vibrational for you. That's right. And so it's like, I think there's a trance that they're in when it comes to you, that they are not living fully present. Now I'm saying, what are the actions they plan on taking? You developing themselves, never giving up on it. But because of that, it's almost like they're putting themselves in a hypnosis to where they are obsessed with you, that they're not developing themselves to the point where they actually could get you, or like they're just a little bit. When you try hard, that's when you die hard. Your homie's looking like, why God, when they reminisce over mist, my God.